Hey you guys, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with some MLB 2K12 and the Home Run Derby from the 2012 season. This is going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to be playing as every single player here in the 2012 All-Star Games Home Run Derby. So let's take a look at who's competing. We got Robinson Cano, the best power-hitting second baseman you're going to find in the American League. And we got Mark Trumbo here, a young gun from the Angels. I love that he is here in the Home Run Derby. It's going to be great to see what he's going to do, as well as Jose Bautista. Man, this guy's got some definite power. I'm looking forward to be able to see what he can do in this as well. Prince Fielder, I know, can hit the ball very, very well since in every franchise game I play as the Detroit Tigers, and gosh, I get a lot of home runs with this guy here. So that's the American League. Let's take a look at the National League here. We got, starting off, Carlos Beltran from the St. Louis Cardinals. Then we've got Giancarlo Stanton. You might know him as Mike Stanton. But I'm excited to see what this guy's going to be able to do here and how many home runs he's going to get. Definitely one of my favorites here. Carlos Gonzalez from the Rockies. Definitely deserves to be in the All-Star game. Easily one of the best players here you're going to find from the Rockies. And Dan Uggla, power-hitting second baseman from the Atlanta Braves. Now, the reason why we've got Dan Uggla and not Matt Kemp, who was actually the captain, is because 2K Sports, in all of their infinite wisdom, figure that because Matt Kemp is injured, I cannot play as him here in the Home Run Derby. So I brought Dan Uggla in as a substitute here since he is a tremendous power hitter, and I think it'll kind of help out the National League a little bit. So the format for this Home Run Derby here is the default setting from the game. What it means is that every player is going to have 10 outs, or basically 10 hits that they make, or 10 attempts, I guess I should say, to be more fair, because swing and a miss counts as an out. After 10 non-home runs, they're out. Now, the game breaks it up a little bit here so that every player gets 3 outs, and then they take a break. And then they get another 3 outs later on after the whole rotation has gone through. And then after those 3 outs, they get to sit down, rest for a little bit, go through the rotation, and then we've got 4 outs. So that's how they get the total of 10. It's over 3 at-bats. Now, what that means for us here is that we're going to be seeing a lot more home runs in this. That's a good thing. At the same time, though, it's not something that I am excited for, because that means I have to play a lot more of this to kind of get through it. So to kind of let you know just how long this Home Run Derby took me to play all the way through here with 2K Sports' default settings, it took me an hour and a half. It was pretty crazy. But I've broken it down for you guys here. I want to make it exciting for you. I'll be showing you bits and pieces from the Home Run Derby. But I'm not going to go through an hour and a half of it because, 1, I think you guys get bored of it pretty quick. And 2, I'd run out of things to say. That's for sure. But I'm very excited about the All-Star break here. It's a tremendous time in baseball because you really get a chance to review on what's taken place in the first half of the season. You get excited for what's going to take place in the second half of the season, which is the playoff race. So as we kind of go back, taking a look at the first part of the season here, I think it's just been tremendous. Definitely on track to have 2012, though, be a year of the pitcher, since we've had a number of perfect games. We've had a number of no-hitters, and just some great achievements here from the mound that I think has just been phenomenal. And we haven't seen something like this here for some time now. 2010 was a great year for pitching as well, but I mean, even if you look at the hitting side of things, 2012 I feel has been a pretty special year. I mean, you've got what Josh Hamilton did with the 4 home runs in 1 game, tying the American League record for the most bases in 1 game. So that was pretty exciting here. I mean, it's just been all around awesome. I mean, even when you look at teams, you know, you've got the Nationals who are on top of the NL East. I figured that they were going to do a lot better this year than they had in the past, but I wasn't expecting them to be there. And then right behind them, you've got the New York Mets. I think that is even more surprising. The Mets are where they are right now. It kind of goes to show that even though a team may not look the best on paper, if they can play well together as a team, they can overcome anything at all. And then you got the Pirates in the Central. Gosh, where did this come from? Now, you know, last year they were doing pretty well as well, and then they kind of dropped off here towards the end of July. I'm hoping that that's not the case because Pirates are a team that everybody's got to root for, really. You know, anybody who's a true fan of baseball and holds the sport itself over any other team kind of wants to see, you know, a team like the Pirates here just have some success getting into the postseason. Speaking of the postseason here too, you know, with everything that's going to be happening in the second half of the season, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen here with the new wild card system. Now that we've got 2 wild cards here that play each other in a 1-game playoff to see who advances to play against a division winner here, I think it'll be pretty interesting. Now, originally, I wasn't on board with it here because, you know, I know baseball is a game of tradition. It's very, very hard for anybody to make a significant change like that to the postseason. So, I don't know, I was kind of skeptical about that, but I did figure, you know what, here's an opportunity for another baseball team just to get a little bit of extra revenue, you know, and some more attention. I think it'll be kind of fun, but we'll wait and see how that happens. I just am afraid that, you know, there's going to be some frustrations with it here over the years. I'll kind of go into that here in a second, though. As we show off the end of the first round, Prince Fielder is out, so is Gonzalez, Cano, and Beltran. Now, Prince Fielder just had a rough first at-bat, and that's kind of what made him be where he's at right now. But Batista, Trumbo, Ugla, and Stanton will be advancing. You can see Batista has the longest home run so far of the day with 504 feet in round 1. All right, so now that we have entered round 2, things kind of change a little bit here at this point because we've still got, you know, 3 at-bats and 10 outs total here for him. So that won't be changing, but they'll be continuing on with their tally here of home runs from the first round of the Home Run Derby. Now, that means we're going to see some pretty high numbers when you look at the home run count here, but I actually kind of like that too because, you know, if you got to go reset here over everything, I don't know. It kind of almost makes what happens in the first part here seem like almost nothing when you go into the second half. Of course, you know, besides the fact of not being disqualified. So what we look at here for that on who gets disqualified is, of course, when you go into it originally, you've got 8 players, 4 from the American League, 4 from the National League team. Then when we go into the second round, we basically cut that in half with 2 from the American League and 2 from the National League being disqualified, and you got 2 from the American and 2 from the National who are still in it. Now after this round, though, it is every man for himself, and the count of home runs does get reset. So that'll be something here that I think will be kind of interesting here as we kind of see the duel that takes place here in the final round between 2 teams. Now, it does become every man for himself, so we could have 1 American Leaguer, 1 National Leaguer. We could have 2 American Leaguers or 2 National Leaguers. It's really anything at this point here, but I'm getting pretty excited about it here already, which I'm sure you guys can tell. Trumbo has done a tremendous job in here. I don't know if it's necessarily because of his age, but it seems like he does have a little bit more longevity than some of the other players here in the Home Run Derby, meaning if he does get an out, he can still bounce back from it. Now, one of the things to kind of keep note of here throughout all of this is a player's exhaustion level. Right underneath where it gives you the home run count and the out count is a little progress bar here. Every time that I do get a home run, it does decrease, and every time that I get an out as well, it does decrease. But it decreases more here when you get an out than you get a home run. Like right here, you can see Stanton loses a lot more here than he would if he had gotten a home run. And I don't know if it's because, you know, when you hit a home run, you got the adrenaline still flowing, or you're just really excited, but you want to get an early streak of home runs to be able to win this here. So that's the strategy that I'm using with everybody, is just make sure I start off here and get a great, tremendous streak. Stanton has just been phenomenal here so far. He's going to end up at the end of this on top here for the National League. And I think well-deserved here as well. I'm surprised, though, how it kind of worked with Cano and also with Fielder getting out here pretty quick. Those 2 guys have won home run derbies in the past. You can see Dan Ugla and Stanton now are going to be squaring off here for the duel. Trumbo misses it by 1. Jose Batista, though, with the least amount of home runs, still smashes here a 504-footer in the second round as well. 12 straight home runs from Batista. So he had a rough first at bat as well, and I don't know what it is, but you know, you had Fielder who had a horrible first at bat, and you got Batista. Both of them got a chance to be able to work back into it, but not necessarily where we would want them to be. All right, so what we're gonna do for this part here now is I'm gonna show you the first and third at bat so you guys can get an idea of what this all looks like. Because, you know, I don't want to necessarily go through the whole thing. I mean, even though this game took an hour and a half, I'm gonna get cut down right around 19 minutes. So that's a lot here. But anyway, Ugla getting it out here early on. This may end up hurting him tremendously now, as it's gonna be a lot tougher for him to get home runs from here on out. Gets another one right here to be able to put him at 4. So this should be Matt Kemp though, you guys, instead of Dan Ugla. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if we had saw Kemp and Stanton squaring off against each other. But good hit though into center field. Ugla is staying alive even though he had that early out. Like I told you, it's all about the streaks. Swinging and missing on that one here. I was trying to see if I could pull it down the line, because whenever, you know, your energy has decreased, you know, you've got to hit it a shorter distance since you're not going to be able to hit it as far. Or you got to hit it into a part of the field that's a shorter distance. But anyway, that's going to be out number 3 here, as that one stays fair, but it's short. And Ugla is celebrating that one. All right, so here we go with Stanton now. With Stanton, formerly known as Mike, getting things started off here with the home run. And it seems like in the home run derby, a lot of, you know, how you're going to end up is determined on what happens in the first at bat. So Ugla started off with 1 early out. If I can go ahead and surpass him here in this, I think that I will be able to go ahead and get the win. Because you saw like what happened with Prince Fielder and Batista. I know I was saying this earlier here, but it was because of their first at bat that caused them to eventually be eliminated. So it seems like that the big winners here in the home run derby, just thus far here, just taking a look at round over round, have had anywhere between 10 to 12 home runs in an at-bat, and going with a streak with that as well. Now, Ugla was 7 here, and Stanton now also at 7 with no outs. Should be able to go ahead and get an early lead. And if he can get that 12 that everybody else has been seeing, he's got a 5 home run lead. That's going to be very, very tough for Dan Ugla to come back from. So another home run. It's going to put him at 9, still no outs. So this could be another one of those 10 to 12 streaks we've been seeing. That is going to be 10 here, as that one goes into right center. Now, with all of this happening at Kauffman Stadium, I absolutely love this, because Kauffman Stadium is one of my favorite stadiums to be able to go to. I was able to go there not too long ago and watch my Oakland A's play the Kansas City Royals. Had my seats right behind the dugout here of the Oakland Athletics, which was just a tremendous time. I've got so many fond memories here of this park, but I was really hoping I could go to the All-Star game, but I couldn't. And I was really surprised how expensive the tickets were. Out number 2 for Stanton here. It's not looking too promising here. With energy that low, this is probably going to be out number 3. And it is. All right, so here we are in the final at-bat. Dan Ugla, though, is down by quite a bit. You can see he's down by 11 to Stanton. So he's had 2 at-bats with 7 home runs. So he'll have 4 outs here to hopefully surpass Stanton, but we'll see what happens. Ugla's got to hope for a tremendous round right here, or a tremendous at-bat, and hope that Stanton doesn't. But there's another early out, and I don't know what has caused Dan Ugla to kind of be at this point here, because Dan Ugla had a tremendous first and second round. I was actually expecting him to make it to the finals after what I saw that he could do in that first round. So still getting some hits though, even though that he got that early out. So things are still going all right for him here, but hopefully he can surpass 25, because I don't even know if the computer would let me go ahead and play here if Stanton is already above the point here where Ugla is. But absolutely surprised though he's bounced back as much as he has. There's home run number 22 for Dan Ugla. I've been able to spread the home runs around the field tremendously throughout all of this as well. And I'm hoping this kind of helps me out here with franchise mode and everything too, after a hitting slump that I was in, and then also in my player. With Timmy Timmons, I'm not hitting that well at all, so hopefully this will help me out, hit some bombs at least. But this is going to be Dan Uggla's, could be his last home run. I'm surprised that he hit one here with that low of energy. It's really, really tough to be able to hit that, but that's going to be his last out. All right, so even though he finishes here lower than the Stanton, formerly known as Mike, we're still going to go ahead and have Giancarlo go ahead and swing for the fences right here. Now, he does hold the record. You can see on the right side here in the last round here for the longest home run at 502 feet. And now this is just all show. I mean, this is him putting on something for the fans here who would come. And I can understand why, you know, they're going to keep this going. I mean, this is here for entertainment. And who knows, maybe he could break some record or something like that. But, gosh, I got to remember not to play this type of style of home run derby in this game because this got pretty ridiculous here pretty quick. But, man, Stanton just continuing to hit some bombs. And Stanton had a tremendous first and second round as well. But the thing is his best round has been this last round. So we've had two polar appearances here as Dan Uggla has had his worst round. So Stanton is having his best, and it's continuing on with these home runs that he keeps hitting. So with Stanton being the winner here, goes to the National League. Kind of excited about that. I really could see Stanton, though, winning the home run derby. I can actually see any of these guys winning the home run derby, to be honest. And I got my DVR, though, set, ready to go to be able to tape that. I haven't sat down and watched an entire home run derby for a long, long time, so I got to make sure that I do that, as well as the All-Star game. That's going to be kind of fun. Just so you know, you guys, if you liked watching this, I'm also going to be doing the home run derby from the franchise that I've been doing with the Detroit Tigers. That's going to be something that I'm going to try to get on later, but I had some technical difficulties with it, and it might not be coming up until tomorrow when I also post the two All-Star games. One from the franchise, and then two, the one from real life. So what I had to do is I had to create a couple teams for that here and put all the real players on those teams. And it gets kind of crazy because I had to put logos with them too. So you see like a Comet and like a Viking or something like that. I can't remember. But that's going to go ahead and end it here for this home run derby. Giancarlo Stanton ends up winning this one here over Dan Uggla, and everybody else wins it by 13 home runs too. 12 home runs in each at-bat. Just a phenomenal appearance from Stanton. Definitely deserves to be able to win this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching this home run derby. Like I said, if you guys like that, I'll try to put the other one up later. If not, I'll get it up on Tuesday for sure with the two All-Star games. Feel free to subscribe, you guys, if you haven't already. I do a lot of baseball videos here, so if you guys are fans of the game, which you probably are, you'll find a lot of great content here. But seriously, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate this. It wouldn't be as much fun as it is if it wasn't for you guys, but you are awesome. You really are. Don't ever forget that. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.